The wide open plains and olive groves of Spain beckoning us for stage 13 of La Vuelta. Richard Carapaz having drizzled some love over Ineos Grenadiers with victory the day previously to Peñas Blancas, where we'd witnessed Evenepoel coming home ahead of Mas and Roglic to maintain his dominance of this race. His leading margin at the moment in the red jersey competition, 2 minutes and 41. And so what lay ahead today? The possibility of some wind, but that would be a tailwind. Plenty of entertainment for everyone who comes along to the start house of any stage, and a man who looked like he was ready for action, John Degenkolb, who'd won on the very ramps that finish this day back in 2014. Well, would it be the pure fast men or a strong finisher? The rolling terrain suggested the latter. Remco Evenepoel opting to wear some gloves on this day after taking a tumble. He, with a rough night, but not too many bumps and bruises, said he would be unaffected for this run to Montilla. 168.4 kilometres, by no means a short day, and with over 1,700 metres of climbing along the way, you could tell that much of the terrain would roll. And at the end, some ramps to contend with, sections of which 7%, so hardly one for pure sprinters. Would it tempt an enormous breakaway? That was the big question. We'd have 32 riders up the road on stage 12. For stage 13, just 3. Well, they've been in the break before, Van den Berg, Okamika and Johan Bou. Today, it felt like the short straw, never allowed more than 3.5 minutes of an advantage. The chase was maintained by, of course, the sprinters' teams. And as we got closer to our finale, the pace picked up. Trek Segafredo really kicked over the hornet's nest for Mads Pedersen, wanting to make it difficult, as if to prove they were equal to the task. Bora Hansgrohe, of course, working for Danny Van Poppel, and Alpecin de Koenig for Tim Merlier joined the fun. The intermediate sprint came very close to the finish, 14 kilometres from home. By the time we reached underneath the 10k to go marker, the pace was hardly the highest. That was due to a headwind that had picked up, so it was very cagey with an extremely compact peloton as we got closer and closer to the line. The breakaway long absorbed, and now, well, it was going to be a war, particularly to reach the final corner and then head up the hill. Primož Roglic was hunting for some time gaps out there. Every second counts after all. Tim Merlier just boxed and bruised away from his lead-out men, Vermeersch and Rob Stannard. And then we took the turn and started our climb. Who would be first to bite? That was the big question. There was a lot moving into position. Quentin Pacha for Groupama Francis de Jeux. The green jersey being guided up securely by Alex Kirsch. Ryan Mullen also doing fantastic work for Danny Van Poppel for Bora Hansgrohe. But the crucial corner was beckoning, and as you can see, the green jersey of Mads Pedersen was going to do this now on his own. First to break though was Pascal Ackermann from UAE Team Emirates, went very, very long, hit the climb first, and only Mads Pedersen could stay with him. Rushing into the aero pocket provided by Ackermann, Mads Pedersen came around his man, rock and rolled to the line, and indeed got the stage win that had been so elusive to him throughout this race. Brian Kokar fast finishing, just coming by Ackermann, who was showing his disappointment. Fred Wright from Bahrain victorious, finishing in 4th place. A dramatic finish and a worthy winner, paying his team back for all the hard work that they had produced throughout this race. Mads Pedersen, absolutely in charge of this green jersey. The winning margin, huge enough to him think about celebrations and how he would deliver them. And he did it beautifully. Pedersen taking it ahead of Kokar, Ackermann, Fred Wright, Danny Van Poppel, Quentin Pacher, Ezquerra, Van Gils, Primož Roglic, they were all there. Still in control overall, Remco Evenepoel. We head for the high ground this weekend, and surely he will face a lot of pressure. At the moment, the margin is a handsome one. Will that diminish this weekend? Well, first of two mountains days is stage 14 to La Pandera. The climbs back-stacked at the end of the day. Another uphill finish which will provide plenty of drama. It's always the case on La Vuelta. Join us to see how it pans out.